Welcome back, navigators. Look, if you're tuning in, you already know that our human biology absolutely does not operate in a vacuum, right? Well, today's explainer is basically your mission briefing. We're directly bridging those massive, predictable cosmic cycles with your highly sensitive day-to-day biology. We'll be pulling our data from a very sophisticated telemetry system, the Cosmogenesis Daily Octave Weather Broadcast Dashboard. So let's just jump right in and start decoding these signals.
Here is the initialization sequence for today. We're loading up 5 key modules: your cosmic weather dashboard, tracking the dragon curve, biological routing and translation, daily biological management steps, and finally, the high burn cooling protocol.
All right, let's dive straight into Module 1, your cosmic weather dashboard.
Taking a look at this beautifully complex heads-up display, we can see our primary fundamental frequencies are totally locked in. The solar right ascension is currently sitting at gate 6, which, as you know, rules your breath spiral entry. At the exact same time, our lunar frequency is over at gate 11, focusing on telomerase sync. Honestly, you can just think of these as the 2 main operating systems running your biology today. They're completely setting the stage for all the signals we're going to decode. Now, before you go adjusting any of your daily routines, you've really got to know the quality of the environment you're operating in. Checking out the Cosmic Biometrics telemetry, wow, our signal and field clarity is holding steady at a super impressive 74%. And on top of that, field stability, or coherence, is at 72%. So what does that actually mean for us? It means we've got a highly stable, crystal clear signal to work with today.
Moving right along to Section 2, tracking the dragon curve.
So zooming out to our macro view, we have the dragon curve continuity tracker. This maps our entire recursive journey from emergence all the way back around to reemergence. And according to the absolute latest telemetry, you are currently stationed right in the dissolution phase. More specifically, we are deep within a highly concentrated zone known as the integration corridor. Now, the absolutely crucial point here is understanding what this integration corridor actually demands from your system. This phase is heavily considered a sacred pause. Seriously, guys, this is absolutely not the time to push forward or try launching massive new biological initiatives. Instead, it's that liminal space between completion and reemergence, where the field is actively trying to organize all those recent incoming signals into structures your body can actually use. Which brings us to Section 3, biological routing and translation. So you might be wondering, how do these massive cosmic signals actually dock with and translate into your physical cellular body? Well, the cosmic signal routes into your biology through something called a Mobius translation, and it essentially splits into 2 primary paths. On one side, we have the solar path, or cosmosynthesis, which places a really heavy emphasis on your cellular organization. And on the flip side is the lunar path, the mitovault. Think of this as your biological battery bank, and right now it is dictating strict energy conservation. To actually see how those translations are playing out in real time, we follow the triharmonic pulse. We cycle through creation, regulation, and integration. Right now, the field's organization is parked exactly at pulse 6, which is regulation. But, and this is a big but, telemetry shows we are rapidly shifting toward pulse 9, integration. You can literally feel the pressure building. All right, Section 4, daily biological management steps. Let's get into the routines. Because that pressure's building, we have to adapt. This is your immediate, highly practical action plan for surviving the integration corridor. To get your biological variants aligned with the cosmic invariants, you've got to actively support your system. That means increasing hydration, practicing your breathing, and getting your thoughts down through journaling. At the exact same time, you absolutely must reduce. Cut out the overcommitment, stop multitasking, and really dial down the emotional overanalysis. And finally, watch vigilantly. Keep a close eye out for mental looping and sleep disruption. This is exactly how you navigate disillusion. And that leads us perfectly into Section 5, the high burn cooling protocol. Because even with the absolute best management steps, what happens when that integration load just gets to be too much? Right now, paying attention to this is vital because our environmental processing demand is officially rated as high. When it gets this high, your personal biometrics are at a real risk of overheating. It's kind of like leaving your smartphone sitting out on a table in the direct summer sun. You really need to know the warning signs here. If your biologic invariants start flashing these specific indicators, we're talking restless sleep, sudden heat spikes, continuous mental looping, or just feeling super emotionally sensitive. You are no longer just integrating. You've officially entered a high burn state.
The friction between the cosmic invariant and your biological variant has just gotten way too intense. So what do? When those high burn indicators start flashing, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot just push through it. You have to immediately activate the cooling protocol. This is a non-negotiable biological safety response designed to mitigate all that field stress and basically prevent a total system overload. It means radically scaling back, doubling down on all those reduce actions we just talked about, and letting your internal mitovault just conserve energy until those heat spikes finally subside. If we synthesize all of this, it gives us our ultimate survival directive while we're traveling through this integration corridor. Observe before acting. Synchronize before accelerating. Since the field is already working overtime trying to organize incoming signals into usable structures, any premature action on your part is only going to disrupt that cosmosynthesis. Just wait for the pattern to clarify. Observe before you act.
At the end of the day, the great cycles of the solar and lunar systems are going to continue their massive, predictable rotations. The cosmic invariants are always going to provide the map and the weather report. But remember, you are the navigator of your own biology. The data is super clear right now. The integration load is high, and this corridor absolutely requires a sacred pause. So the big question is, how are you going to use this telemetry to synchronize your day? Listen to your system, respect the cooling protocol if you need it, and I'll catch you guys on the next explainer.